Welcome back to The Top Shelf, my Criterion review series. This is episode 71. I know it's been a while since I last put out an episode, but as I said before, every time I add a new disc to the Criterion collection or my Top Shelf, I'll do a new episode. And thus far it's been slow going getting a new disc in the collection. But stay tuned for some episodes that are coming up as I just hit the 50% sale just this last week. And please excuse the audio this time. I've loaned out a lot of my equipment to my media club students. Wish them luck in their shooting of their film. So shout out to them. I doubt they'll see this, but good luck to them. So you hear a lot of the background noise. You'll probably hear some of the neighbors as I have the lav plugged directly into the DSLR this time. My name is Ernest Whiteman III. I'm a Northern Rap-Wolf filmmaker, artist, writer, and media educator. It's been a while since I've done this, apparently. And we're taking a look at the top shelf of my DVD media collection. And we're taking a look at the brand new DVDs, or actually Blu-rays, since I switched to Blu-rays, that I add to the collection. And I did move the Blu-ray, and for once, today's episode is not about a repurchase of a prior DVD that I had, and so we'll take a look at it right now. We have, for today's top shelf, Paris, Texas by Wim Wenders. This is one that I've always wanted, but would always pick it up in the store during the sales or just in general, look at it for a very long time, actually carry it around the store before eventually putting it back, because I feel like, I don't know, there are movies, other movies that I had to have, but I always knew that this one would always end up in my top shelf collection. And this one was actually given to me as a Christmas present, which I really appreciate. Of course, it is directed by the great Wim Wenders back in 1984. It's considered one of his road movies because there's a little road trip that happens in the film. Of course, it has a great cast: Dean Stockwell, Nastasia Kinski, Aurora Clement. Plus, it's buoyed by one of the great child performances by Hunter Carson, who plays the young son in it. And it's just one of those great child performances that gets overlooked, but actually he did win an award for it. But all of this story is it's anchored, by the steadfast performance of one of the greats, one of the great overlooks and not overlooked. Henry Dean Stanton is the main character, who plays an amnesiac who walks out of the desert at the beginning of the film, reunites with his brother, played by Dean Stockwell, and connects with his young son, played by Hunter Carson. And just the peeling off the layers of what happened to cause him to be there. And the young boy seeing this chance to sort of like connect with his father he never knew he had. It's a great personal story. It's written by Sam Shepard and L.M. Carson. But what's interesting about this film is that, as with all of Wim Wenders' works, he sort of starts shooting the film before a screenplay is completed, hoping that, and this was Sam Shepard's idea as well, hoping that the character and the stories and the actors and their responses to this story would sort of lead to this ending. But when Sam Shepard got called away to another project, he allowed Wim Wenders and L.M. Carson to come up with their own ending. But he did send them notes, and he does credit Wim Wenders and L.M. Carson for coming up with sort of the peep show sort of angle in the story, because it sort of like showcased the loneliness of the characters more. And so it's a great story. I hope you get it. And now it's a great addition to the Blu-ray collection. So let's take a look at the back. Let's put on the glasses. Paris, Texas from 1984. It's 145 minutes. Color 178:1 aspect ratio. That's always important for the cinephiles. This one is a director's approved, I believe. Comes with the booklet. Yes, I always put the director approved stickers in there. So this is a director approved transfer. Special features include a new restored high definition digital transfer supervised by vendors, a DTS HDO master audio soundtrack, audio commentary featuring vendors, video interviews with vendors, cinematography, Robbie Mueller. That's another thing I forgot to mention, is that the cinematography by Robbie Mueller is one of the great showcases of the territory of Texas. And actually, one of my favorite bands, U2, actually cites this film as their inspiration for, one of their inspirations for their album, their masterpiece, The Joshua Tree. Includes interviews with vendors, cinematographer Robert Mueller, composer Ry Cooder. Another great aspect to many of Wim Wenders' films is his collaborations with Ry Cooder, one of the great scorers, actors Harry Dean Stanton, Dennis Hopper, Peter Falk, and novelist Patricia Highsmith, and director Samuel Miller. Wow, this is loaded. New video interviews with filmmakers Allison Anders and Claire Dennis, who actually served as crew on this film. And I need to get more Allison Anders and Claire Dennis films into my collection, I feel. Wim Wenders Hollywood, April '84 segment from the French television program Cinemas. Deleted scenes and super homemade movies, behind the scenes photos, gallery of Wenders location photography, and plus the booklet with the requisite essays. This is a beautiful addition to, I think, not only Wim Wenders' oeuvre of films, but also to any collection that you have. It's a great story, buoyed by a lot of great performances, great cinematography, great music. It's one of those all-encompassing films, and I believe this one gets overlooked a lot. It gets cited as a great film, but I don't think many people really talk about it, and I think that's a shame, and it should be talked about more. So that's on the top shelf for today, Paris, Texas by Wim Wenders. Spine number 501. Thank you for joining me, and I have a couple of more episodes coming up soon. I have a couple more film review critiques coming up. One is on Tokyo Story, and the other is on Bone Tomahawk. And hopefully I'll be adding to my new series 10 and 10 very soon, so stay tuned for all of those. And thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.